Have you ever considered yoga as a way to meet new people? Yoga, a practice that originates from ancient India, is not just about flexibility, strength, and mindfulness. It's also a vibrant community of diverse individuals, all connected by a shared passion for well-being. Imagine stepping into a free yoga class. The room has an inviting aura, filled with the calming scent of incense and the soft hum of tranquil music. Here, you're not just a student, but a part of a community that welcomes you with open arms. In the yoga community, you'll find people from all walks of life, from fitness enthusiasts to spiritual seekers, from young professionals to retirees. Each person brings their own unique story and perspective to the mat. This richness of diversity creates an environment that's ripe for making meaningful connections. Now, let's dive into a story of a man who decided to give this idea a shot. Meet John, a man who decided to brave a free yoga class. John wasn't a fan of yoga initially, but he decided to step out of his comfort zone and give it a shot. He found a local yoga studio offering a free first class. He signed up, marking the beginning of his yoga adventure. Upon arrival at the studio, John was greeted by the instructor, a friendly face that helped ease his initial nerves. The studio was buzzing with activity. People were stretching, preparing for the class. He arrived about 20 minutes early, allowing some downtime before the class began. During this time, John took the opportunity to introduce himself to a few women. His target was 3 to 5 women. He simply walked up to them, introduced himself, and exchanged pleasantries. They were friendly, welcoming him to the class and asking if this was his first yoga class. John, being the witty guy he is, had a reason ready for his interest in yoga. He was always interested in trying new things. John made a point to remember each woman's name, repeating it back to them as they introduced themselves. It was a simple yet effective way to make a connection. At some point, John asked the women if he could sit near them during the class so he could follow their lead as he was new to yoga. They smiled, and at least one agreed. John had made a new friend. He sat next to her, chatted with her, and followed her lead during the class. It didn't matter whether she was attractive or not. The goal was to make a connection. When the class ended, the women complimented John on his effort, even though he probably didn't do as well as they did. They expressed hope to see him again in the next class. John made a point to thank each woman and the instructor, leaving a lasting impression. He made an effort to speak to each of the 5 women for formal thank yous and goodbyes. His yoga adventure was a success, and he left the studio with a sense of accomplishment. So what happened next for John? Well, after his first yoga class, he found himself more open to new experiences. He began attending regular yoga classes, not only for the health benefits, but also for the chance to interact with new people. He made some friends, and yes, even a few dates came out of it. But most importantly, he found a new sense of confidence in himself. John's adventure into the yoga world taught him the importance of taking the initiative. He had to step out of his comfort zone, approach strangers, and introduce himself. It wasn't easy, but it gave him a newfound sense of courage and self-assuredness. In turn, this boosted his overall charisma, making him more attractive to those around him. He also learned the power of remembering names. It's a small detail, but it makes a huge difference. Remembering someone's name shows that you value them and are interested in them. It builds a connection and lays the groundwork for a stronger relationship. Being open to new experiences was another key takeaway from John's journey. He had never considered yoga before, but he gave it a shot. He discovered a new hobby, met new people, and even improved his health. It reminded him that life is full of opportunities, but you have to be willing to seize them. Finally, John learned the importance of being polite and appreciative. After each class, he made a point to thank the instructor and say goodbye to his classmates. It's a simple act, but it left a positive impression and helped him build stronger relationships. So to sum it up, John's adventure into the world of yoga taught him valuable lessons about initiative, memory, openness, and appreciation. It showed him that stepping out of your comfort zone and trying new things can lead to unexpected and rewarding outcomes. So, why not give it a shot? You never know who you might meet in a yoga